Let me tell you about Walter. He was 71, lived in a quiet, tree-lined corner of Vermont. The kind of place where the birds greet you at sunrise and the garden always has something new to show. Walter loved being outdoors. He spent his mornings walking along country roads, trimming hedges, or pulling weeds near the fence. He ate well, slept on time, and believed he was doing everything right to stay strong as he aged. But one calm morning, something unexpected happened. Walter got up early, like usual, didn't eat breakfast, didn't drink any water. He walked outside, ready to start his day with a bit of gardening. And just minutes later he collapsed, right there by the flower bed. His wife said he hadn't mentioned feeling tired. There was no warning, no chest pain, no headache. Just a quiet fall that shook their world. Walter survived, but his story stayed with me. Because it's not rare. Every week, emergency rooms see cases like his. A senior passes out in the bathroom. Someone faints while bending down. Another person falls just minutes after getting out of bed. And here's the thing. These people aren't weak. They're active. They take care of themselves. But they're caught off guard by something small, yet powerful. How the body transitions from sleep to movement. See, morning is a fragile time for your body, especially after age 60. During sleep, your body slows everything down. Your heart beats more gently. Blood pressure drops. Blood sugar may dip, especially if you haven't eaten in hours. And your brain doesn't have a full supply of oxygen yet. So when you wake up and stand too quickly, or skip that first drink of water, your body can struggle to keep up. The result? Dizziness, a fall, even a stroke or heart rhythm issue in some cases. That's why we need to rethink our mornings. Not out of fear, but out of respect for the body we've lived in for decades. Just a few small changes can make a big difference. When you wake up, don't rush out of bed. Start with a few deep breaths. Stretch gently while still lying down. Then sit up slowly and let your body adjust. Sip a warm glass of water, about 8 ounces, to rehydrate. Have a little bite of something, maybe a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter. Just enough to help balance your blood sugar. And if you feel lightheaded or unsteady, give yourself time. There's no prize for moving fast. The truth is, how you start your morning can shape how the rest of your day goes, and maybe even how long and well you live. So if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, or caring for someone who is, pay attention to those first few minutes after waking. Because a habit that feels harmless, like skipping breakfast or diving straight into chores, might quietly strain your heart or your brain more than you think. A simple glass of water, a calm breath, a slow start. These aren't small things. They're acts of wisdom. They're reminders that your health isn't just about what you do, but how you do it. So tomorrow morning, take it slow. Let your body wake up gently. And remember, sometimes the most powerful way to protect your health starts with doing just a little less, just a little slower. The morning mistakes that could be harming your health. When we think about staying healthy, most of us focus on the big stuff. Eating right, getting regular exercise, going in for checkups once or twice a year. But there's something else that matters just as much, and it often slips under the radar. It's the small things we do each morning. Those quiet, familiar routines we've been repeating for years. They feel harmless. They feel automatic. But for folks over 60, some of these habits can carry surprising risks. Let's take a closer look. After a full night of sleep, about 7 to 8 hours, your body is in a deep resting state. Your blood pressure is lower. Your heart is moving slower. Your muscles are relaxed. And your brain hasn't fully woken up yet. Now picture this. You open your eyes, swing your legs off the bed, and stand up fast. Maybe you walk straight to the bathroom or step outside to water the plants. Seems normal, right? But here's the thing. When you go from lying flat to standing too quickly, your blood pressure doesn't always keep up. And that means your brain may not get enough blood right away. What happens next? You feel dizzy, lightheaded, maybe even faint for a moment. For older adults, especially those in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, a fall like that, especially in the bathroom, can be life-changing. Broken hips are one of the most common injuries in seniors. And the cost of surgery in the US can easily go over $35,000, not to mention weeks or months of recovery. But that's not the only hidden hazard in the morning. A lot of people skip breakfast because they don't feel hungry right away. Then they jump straight into heavy chores, taking out the trash, walking the dog, or doing yard work before the sun gets too hot. The problem? Your blood sugar is still low. You haven't fueled your body. So now your heart has to work harder. You might feel shaky, tired, or even notice your heart racing. And there's one more morning habit that's more common than people admit: straining on the toilet. It may not seem like a big deal, but pushing too hard can increase pressure inside your chest, which puts extra stress on your heart and the blood vessels in your head. In some cases, that pressure can lead to tiny strokes that don't show symptoms right away, but still impact your brain over time. The good news? All of these risks are preventable. It starts with slowing down in the morning. When you wake up, don't rush. Take a minute to stretch while still lying down. Sit up slowly. Sip a warm glass of water about 8 ounces. Have a light breakfast, something around 250 calories. Maybe it's toast with peanut butter or yogurt with a little fruit. Breathe deeply. Give your body time to catch up with your day. Because here's the truth: your health isn't built only in the gym or the kitchen. It begins the very moment you open your eyes. So tomorrow morning, be gentle with yourself. Move slowly. Eat something nourishing. And let your body ease into the day with care. Because sometimes, the smallest habits carry the biggest impact. 3 morning habits that quietly harm your health and what to do instead. When we think about staying healthy, most of us focus on the big things, like eating well, staying active, and getting regular checkups. But there's something just as important that often gets overlooked. It's what we do in the first few minutes after waking up. That's right. Your morning habits, the ones that feel routine, automatic, and harmless, can either protect your health or quietly chip away at it, especially after the age of 60. By that point, your body has changed. Blood vessels are no longer as flexible. Your heart may beat a little differently, and your blood pressure doesn't always adjust as quickly as it used to. So even simple actions like standing up too fast, skipping breakfast, or overdoing it in the bathroom can cause problems if you're not careful. Let's walk through 3 morning habits that may be doing more harm than good, and talk about small, smart changes that can lead to a longer, stronger, and healthier life. 1. Skip the intense morning workout on an empty stomach. For many people, a morning walk or stretch feels refreshing. But if you jump into a high-intensity workout right after waking, especially without eating, it could be risky. Here's why. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body's running low on fuel. Your blood sugar is down. Your brain hasn't had its usual supply of glucose yet, and your heart is still in low gear from resting overnight. So if you suddenly head out for a brisk 2-mile walk, start lifting weights, or dig into yard work, your body gets caught off guard. Your system may respond by pumping out stress hormones, causing a rapid heartbeat, a spike in blood pressure, or even dizziness. In some cases, older adults have fainted or ended up in the hospital with heart issues, all because they pushed too hard too early. Try this instead. Drink a warm glass of water, about 8 to 12 ounces, to wake up your system. Eat a light breakfast of 200 to 300 calories, something simple like a slice of whole grain toast with a boiled egg, or a small bowl of oatmeal topped with berries and a spoonful of yogurt. Give your body 20 to 30 minutes to digest before doing light movement, such as gentle yoga, stretching, or walking around your yard. You don't need to stop moving. Just start slowly, with kindness and care. 2. Don't jump out of bed right away. Many folks hear the alarm, open their eyes, and immediately sit up or stand. It feels like the natural thing to do. But for those in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, this quick move can cause something called a drop in blood pressure. Your body has been lying flat for hours. Suddenly, standing causes gravity to pull blood downward, and your brain might not get enough blood right away. That's when dizziness can strike. You might feel lightheaded or even faint. A stumble in the bathroom or hallway can lead to a serious injury, like a broken hip. And in the US, hip fractures are not only painful, they're expensive, with treatment often costing more than $35,000. Try this instead: a simple wake-up routine. Stay lying down for a minute or two after waking. Take deep, slow breaths. Gently move your feet, ankles, and knees while still in bed. Sit up slowly. Let your feet rest on the floor. Hold on to something stable as you stand your bed frame or a nearby chair. If you have low blood pressure or feel wobbly, sit down again and take your time. A few extra seconds can save you from weeks or months of recovery. 3. Don't strain in the bathroom. Let's talk about something most people don't like to discuss, but it's important. A lot of people, especially men over 65, feel the urge to go right after waking. But if things aren't moving easily, they strain. And that pushing puts a lot of pressure inside the chest. That pressure can make it harder for your heart to do its job. It can also affect the blood vessels in your brain and, in some cases, trigger small strokes. The scary part? These strokes can happen silently, without symptoms at first. Here's a safer bathroom routine. Use a footstool about 6 to 8 inches high while sitting. This creates a more natural position and helps reduce pressure. Eat more fiber. Try to get 25 to 30 grams a day from fruits, veggies, lentils, oats, or whole grains. Drink 6 to 8 glasses of water daily to help soften your stool. Get some gentle exercise, like a 20-minute walk, to help keep digestion moving. Limit bathroom time. If it's not happening, don't sit and strain. Try again later. And if you're struggling with constipation for more than a week, talk to your doctor. There are gentle, safe options that can help. Final thoughts. Mornings matter more than you think. We've all heard the phrase, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But the truth is, your morning habits are what set the tone. The way you breathe when you wake up, the way you rise, the first thing you drink, whether you rush or pause. These small choices protect your heart. They support your brain, and they reduce the risk of falls, injury, or sudden health scares. By slowing down, listening to your body, and making small, thoughtful adjustments, you give yourself a better chance at more energy, more comfort, and more years doing the things you love. So tomorrow morning, don't rush. Take a deep breath. Sip some water. Ease into your day. Because in the end, good health doesn't start with something big. It starts with the little things done right. First thing in the morning. The legacy that truly matters isn't in the bank, it's in the life you lived. As we get older, it's only natural to start thinking about what we'll leave behind. We think about the house, maybe it's fully paid off. We think about the savings account we've built, the retirement fund, maybe a little land out by the edge of town. And yes, those things matter. They bring comfort. They can help our children and grandchildren find a more secure path forward. But after more than 20 years studying health, aging, and well-being, I've learned something that I believe to my core. The greatest legacy isn't found in what you own. It's found in how you live, the values you pass down, the example you set, the quiet strength in how you show up for life day after day, year after year. Let me tell you a story. I once met a kind older couple down in Texas. They'd worked hard their entire lives, saved carefully. By the time they passed, they'd managed to leave their only son nearly $400,000. They hoped it would help him buy a home, maybe start a family, build something lasting. But 3 years later, the money was gone. He hadn't been taught how to handle it. He didn't know how to budget. He made poor choices, spent quickly, and ended up deep in debt. Now here's the hard part. The problem wasn't the money they left behind. It was what they didn't leave with it. He didn't inherit the tools, the habits, the work ethic that money alone can't provide. And that's the difference between wealth and wisdom. Because here's the truth. If you pass on your values, honesty, patience, discipline, kindness, you're giving something that lasts far longer than any dollar ever will. Money can come and go, but character? That sticks. It carries your name in the best way possible. Picture this. You're sitting with your grandchild. You're not talking about bank accounts or retirement funds. You're telling them stories. Stories about the first time you earned a paycheck, maybe it was $3 an hour. About mistakes you made, and what it took to get back on your feet. You tell them why you always showed up on time, why you never broke a promise, and why, no matter what the world told you, you chose to live with honesty. Those moments, quiet as they may seem, are lessons your family will carry long after you're gone. They won't talk about the size of your estate. They'll talk about the example you set, the way you said thank you, the way you kept your word, the way you treated people whether they had a title or not. That's what sticks in a child's memory. That's what shapes who they become. You don't have to be wealthy to leave a powerful legacy. You just have to be steady, kind, honest. Live in a way that teaches by example. Because when children and grandchildren grow up watching someone who works hard, keeps their home tidy, smiles at strangers, and gives without expecting anything in return, they learn something no school ever taught. They learn how to live with meaning, with dignity, with heart. And that kind of legacy, it never goes out of style. It doesn't lose value in a market crash, and it can't be taxed, stolen, or erased. Even if your family isn't rich in money, they can be rich in spirit, in determination, in self-respect. And with that kind of foundation, the next generation can still grow, succeed, and thrive. So if you're wondering what kind of impact you'll leave behind, remember this. You don't have to leave a fortune. You just have to live in a way that shows what truly matters. Be the kind of person who chooses what's right, even when no one's looking, because someone is always watching and learning from you. And that is the legacy that lasts. Health, the most meaningful gift you can give your family. When we talk about health, we often think of it as something personal. What we eat, how often we exercise, how many hours we sleep at night. But here's the truth. Your health doesn't just affect you. It quietly shapes the emotional and financial well-being of your entire family. It's like an invisible thread that holds generations together. Think of a parent or grandparent in their 70s, still healthy, still sharp. They're more than just doing well. They're a steady presence. Someone who brings calm. Someone who's there for birthdays, Sunday dinners, and backyard conversations. When you're healthy, you don't just take care of yourself. You lift the weight off others, too. You give your children peace of mind. You give your grandchildren moments they'll never forget. You join them on walks. You share stories that help shape who they are. You become the living example of strength, warmth, and resilience. But when health begins to fade, everything starts to shift. Appointments pile up. Bills grow. Worry sets in. And those you love begin rearranging their lives to take care of you. They cancel plans. They lose sleep. They may even miss work or leave jobs to become caregivers. These sacrifices aren't always measured in dollars. They're measured in quiet stress, in emotional strain, in that moment of hesitation when the phone rings late at night. That's why taking care of your health today, right now, is one of the most generous things you can do for your family. Each time you choose a 10-minute walk over staying on the couch, you're saying, I want to be here fully present for the people I love. Each time you swap out fries for fresh vegetables, you're showing your family what it means to care for yourself. Every time you go in for a checkup, you're choosing prevention over problems and lifting worry off their shoulders. These aren't just good habits. They're quiet acts of love. You're telling your children, you don't have to carry me, I've got myself for as long as I can. You're telling your grandkids, this is how we age with dignity, strength, and joy. And maybe most of all, you're giving yourself the chance to truly enjoy the years still ahead. Not just in body, but in spirit. Because when health is cared for, it becomes a gift that keeps giving. No bank account, no paperwork, just the memory of someone who chose to live fully and made life better for everyone around them. So if you're still reading, let me ask you this. What did you do today to take care of your health? If the answer isn't clear yet, that's okay. Tomorrow is a new start. Begin with a warm glass of water instead of that first strong cup of coffee. Have a nourishing breakfast. Stretch for 5 quiet minutes before the day pulls you in. Take a short walk outside, even if it's just to the mailbox and back. Go to bed a little earlier. Those small steps may seem simple, but they can create the kind of change that echoes for years through your own life and in the lives of those who love you most. And maybe one day your grandchild will say, "I learned how to take care of myself from my grandpa," or "My grandma showed me how to live a good life." If this message speaks to your heart, share it with someone you care about. Because when health is shared, it becomes more than just a habit. It becomes one of the greatest acts of love.